Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Now it's been a little while since I made a video because basically I've been struggling with a bad cough for about 3 or 4 days, which has wiped me out a little bit, and you might be able to hear it in my voice a little bit. I was in bed for a day and a bit, which is unusual. It wasn't man flu, I wasn't well, I promise. But Emma was great, came over, looked after me, nursed me back to health, kind of. I mean, not knocking her nursing skills, very good. I mean, almost, as in I'm almost getting there. But yeah, after the Steve White masterclass, which I'll talk about in a second, I did a gig on the Tuesday night, which I'll talk about in a second. Felt a bit weird on Wednesday, and then Thursday I was gigging again. Driving into Bristol, I started to feel weird. You know, I could feel the onset coming down. Anyway, so I'm going to try and get through it the best I can. I've got some drink here and a lovely mug that my friend Phil got me for Christmas as part of my Advent presents. Look, Mandalorian, I believe. Mando. Drink coffee. This is the way. Or whatever. Yeah, so here I am. I'm back. I'm still going. Still alive. So yeah, the Steve White masterclass with the guys at Drum Dog. What can I say? It was brilliant. I always say on this channel that the drum community is a strong community. They all congregate when they can together and they hang. And we got about 50 people to the Swan Theatre, which is a beautiful little community theatre in Yeovil. Ryan, Simon and Nick, the Drum Dog team, did a cracking job. And the guys, I can't remember their names, but the owner, the theatre manager and the sound guy, those people, I think there's 2 or 3 guys that were there helping us, were brilliant too. They were amazing. So thank you to them. And obviously thank you for Steve for coming down and doing it. I'd met Steve only once before. We've talked on emails and on Instagram, liking each other's clips of drum stuff, records, snare drums, obviously all the drum stuff. And the last time I saw him was before COVID, actually, which I didn't remind him about because he wouldn't remember. But we were at the London drum show. So that was years and years and years ago. And he was going to buy a snare drum. I think it was a Leedy snare drum, possibly, off of my good mate Tristan from Drummatic in Frome. And I remember passing him saying, "Did you pick it up? Did you buy it?" And he was like, "No, but I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go back and give it another look." It may not have been a Leedy. It was a vintage. It was quite a deep, old 50s or possibly 40s snare drum. Definitely one of the American companies though. But anyway, yeah. So it was good to meet him again. Good to perform opposite. And he was such a lovely, gracious guy, because, you know, some people that are up there in the drum world, rightly so, they sometimes, you know, it's like sometimes playing with another band. You know, you play with another band and you're supporting them. They could be either really nice to you or they could be quite, you know, whatever the word you want to use. But he was lovely. From all the email we've had, correspondence between us, he was always lovely, saying, "You go on first if you want, or go on second if you want. I don't mind, you know, there's no ego trip at all." It was brilliant. And in his company, he was lovely too. We had some lovely chats about music and life and the universe and everything. Shared a curry with all the boys as well after the show. So yeah, it was really great. As I say, thank you to everyone who came down. A lot of my private drum students came down. And a lot of other people from surrounding areas that I now know and met. So thank you for coming too. So that support, as I say, it's amazing. On a not too chilly or rainy Monday night in Yeovil in December, you know, it was a real success, and it was filmed professionally by the guys at Drum Dog. So, I mean, I've been like letting very short clips that my friend Ian Richards, thank you Ian, from Salop Music up in Shrewsbury, he sent some clips. He was in the front row taking some clips. So I posted those. They're not really giving anything away, but it's nice that he sent them to me so I could just put little tasters of what's been going on for my YouTube and Instagram socials, you know how it is. So that's good. And I get some nice feedback. And, you know, a colleague and a friend of mine, another drummer, passed away on the Saturday before that Monday, a guy called Damon Sawyer. He passed away very tragically. I met him actually not through drumming, because obviously we wouldn't have been on the same gigs, but he was a very good engineer and producer at Crescent Studios in Swindon, and he got me in on a lot of different sessions. And during that time, we hung out. I'd say it's 5 or 6 years I've known him. So it's not like a 20-year thing, but you can meet someone in a couple of days and really get get their thing and understand what they're about, and see into their soul a little bit. And I felt like with Damon, we hung out after sessions, talked a lot. I went up there a few times when there wasn't a session, and hung out with him. We'd talk drums, we'd all obviously have our opinions about things, and he was, jazzers, blah, blah, blah. Though he loved jazz, and he was just one of those guys that would say that stuff, and it was just a fleeting thing. He didn't mean it. It was almost just like to probe you to see what reaction you would have. He was a great drummer himself, and a lovely personality and character, and a lovely guy. And he really will be missed, obviously, a silly thing to say, but he really will be missed in this area. For the musician folk and for his family and stuff, obviously devastating, very, very sad. But obviously I wanted to do something which hopefully didn't come across as, trite or anything, but I dedicated anybody who's come to see me play before at clinics and masterclasses know that I usually start with an improv just to warm up, and I name it where I am and the time that I start. But with this one, I dedicated it to Damon, and I played for, I think Ian said about 20 or 25 minutes. And I just remember closing my eyes and just playing, and and I come out the other end, and it was an amazing experience, and I'm really happy that some interesting stuff come out. As I was playing, I could tell what I was playing, but sometimes you don't know until that afterwards. So some of those clips that Ian sent were from that opening solo, so it was nice to know that some of those things were coming out. So I'll be, I expect the guys at Drum Dog will be sharing that with us at some point. But yeah, it was filmed, as I say, and I felt good to have dedicated that, and I felt like he inspired me to play as well. I could feel his presence in the building, as well as other people that I've lost this year as well, my uncle and my close friend Ian as well. It's been a kind of a bit of a whirlwind this year for us all, I guess. But yeah, so that was an amazing clinic. So as I say, thank you to organisers, theatre owners and staff, Steve, the Drum Dog people, everybody, and all the folks that came along to see it. It was a wonderful night. I really, really enjoyed it. And of course, I said to Steve, I forgot to bring some stuff for him to sign, which is really silly. I've got the James Taylor album. I've got it. I thought it was there, but it isn't. It's in my mum's garage with all my other records that at the moment I haven't got space to put in here. So, and I didn't leave enough time on the Monday when I drove down, typical, to get it signed. But anyway, so that was great. And then on the Tuesday, what happened on Tuesday? Then I came back home, chilled for a bit, checked out a set for a local guy called Bob Bowles, who's a sort of a blues, guitar, gospel-y, funky singer, songwriter and performer who's brilliant. He's been around a lot of years. Some of you local guys watching this have probably played with him or seen him live around the area. I've played with him once before, and that was Ace. That was through Paul Jeffries, and that was an awesome gig as well. That's really good. Anyway, yeah, this was up in Swindon at the Royal Oak, which Evie runs. And she's the promoter up there, and she's been doing it for 13 years now, I think, which is amazing. Keeping jazz going, keeping those jazz nights going every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. I'm sure it's every Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, that's an incredible feat. Even once a month is an incredible feat, but I think they do it every week, or at least twice a month. Sorry, I should know that. But and I've been so busy, I've not done as many as I used to do. But Evie, if you're watching, I'm still up for doing them, so give me a shout. Yes, I went to do that, and I used my 1967 Tama kit, which is just great. I'm loving that Star kit now. I think it's really the sound of it is sort of my ears are getting used to it, if that makes sense. Sometimes you play a kit on a gig when it's new like that, and there's a certain sound when you reach for the toms or something, or play the bass on the first tune on beat one, and you think that's not what I was expecting. And that's not always a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Sometimes it is a good thing. But now it's like when I get behind it and I go to play the tom or go around the drums, I sort of know now what's going to come back. I mean, you're drummers, you know what I mean. If you're not a drummer, you might think it's just a drum. It goes boing, boom, whatever. But there's a certain feel you expect to come back. And now it's a sound that is in my brain. I've got it. I now know, I understand what it can do with those Emperor white heads on top and bottom. Now I know what it can do. I won't sort of try and make it sound like a rock kit, you know, because I'm not going to put pinstripes on it or anything just yet. So I know when I've got a certain gig, and I just thought his blues gospel-y kind of gig would be a good form, music style for this kit, and it sat in there perfectly. And I took my jazz festival, Ludwig Jazz Festival, White Marine Pearl snare along as well, and it just sounded great. It was just lovely. I think I had my Dark Masters Crash on my left, and I think it was it Legend Ride? No, it was something else, my newer ride. I can't think what it's called with the red writing. I can't remember what it's called. But you'll probably see the picture of it anyway. And that was great. But then, and John Paul Guard was on. How can I forget to mention John Paul Guard? A guy I've known since about 1990, well, 89, 90 maybe. Gigged with at the Farmhouse for many years with Danny Shepherd, dear old Danny. God bless you, wherever you are, sir. And Martin Young on bass. You know, we had a great quartet that played every other Friday there. For years and years, and we also did gigs around the area and stuff with Danny. It was that quartet, but that was brilliant. And my dad used to play with Danny as well, so there's nice kind of lineage going on with that. And John Paul was always a great player. I didn't know he played Hammond organ back in the day, but he could do all the feet, the bass pedals, and it's just like, whoa. And then later on, I've gigged with him since on and off through all those years, and then he started using it more. So when he started using it more, I started gigging with him with that. So that was great. We didn't need a bass player. It was brilliant. And he ran a trio doing that, and some Oscar Peterson stuff, and some jazzy, funky kind of mid-70s chill kind of jazz as well. Yeah, just brilliant. So to work with him again, you know, and we go back years, we've got lots of stories, silly ones, naughty ones that go back a long way. So playing with him is always a pleasure. You know, we're growing old together, and it's a cool thing. So that was fun. But then on the Wednesday, coming back here, getting things together, still not posting any videos though, I should have. And then by Thursday, I had this other gig, which was a blues gig in Avery's wine cellar, or whatever it is, wine cellar in Bristol, with Tristan and the guys, Dan Temmink and Duncan Kingston on bass, and Andy Christie on guitar. That was great fun, playing like a bluesy, Christmassy bash, where they were mixing wine that they wanted to sell, obviously, with various cheeses, plus some blues and some cheese music. No, it was great. And Tristan, the singer's amazing. He runs a tight ship. And yeah, that was fun. But on the way in, I started to feel a bit snivelly, and I was coughing. And at the gig, I was doing the same. By the time I come home and Emma was here waiting for me, I was already on my way down. And then from Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, I didn't feel great. Did a bit of private teaching. But, you know, Monday, blah. Anyway, where are we now? We're Wednesday, and I'm still got a bit I haven't coughed yet, though. Though I feel like I want to now. But yeah, so as I say, apologies for not coming back and doing Steve White and Rob Bryan. I should keep saying it was both of us, right? Masterclass sort of roundup. But yeah, that's why. That was, one, I was so busy, and two, then I felt ill. So anyway, but thanks for the nice comments on the YouTube clips I'm posting at the moment. As I say, they're from Ian Richards. They're just short little sound bites. The official ones, I don't know what Drum Dog are going to do with the original video, because they've got like foot cam, bald head spot cam, and they got there we go. And they got side cams as well on both of us. And yeah, that would be wicked. So hopefully there'll be some badass footage of various things, because I was really happy with some of the routines that I did. I did my sort of 3/4 or 6/4 foot pattern, ostinato. I did my inverted single paradiddle for ostinato. I did my half of the sort of bossa, half of a clave. I don't know, is it a bio, that bum, 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 bum. Did that on my left foot, got that out there. And a few of the displacement stuff, you know, there's some play-alongs that I use, which is stuff that's going to be on my album. One of them was to work on displacement and meter, which I posted today. Well, short little clip of it today on my YouTube short. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Where I've got the click in my headphones, but the music's kind of synthy, kind of laid back stuff, and there's changes every like 4 bars, and I'll either make it on time or I won't, you know, purposely, of course. But I'm really happy with what came out. As I say, it was like another worldly experience watching myself play that night, and it was all popping, as they say. So I'm really happy that I got some of that out there. And I talked about some of the things that I think are really important. You know, this thing I've always had running parallel with each other, this sort of like technique and musicality thing. You can't have too much of either, but you've got to have a balance of both. And I showed how I do my little pad practices and with a click, and how there's, you know, how I can make music from that, and how I think about that, and how the audience could think about how they work with clicks and orchestrate in their heads and reference music and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really, really good. So this won't be the last video before Christmas. I'm going to do a few pad videos, maybe with some jingle bells in the background, maybe a Santa hat on or something. Who knows? Do you know what? Because I've been poorly, I've not even put my tree up. So I'm looking over there where there's a stack of slinging and snares, and there should be a tree on top of it. My girlfriend keeps saying, today's the day, now you're feeling better and you're up and about. So maybe today is the day. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about on all of that. It was a successful week, though I got poorly at the end of it. But thanks as ever for all the support. It's great. Keep posting the comments and keep asking the questions. If you're thinking about having lessons, don't think about it. You know, a few people have now gone on to university. So I've got some, well, not now, they're back from university for Christmas, obviously. But generally, I've got a few free spaces. So some people have connected already from the masterclass. So I'm seeing them in January. So, you know, hopefully there'll be some more. So if you're thinking of signing up for an online lesson from wherever you are in the world, or you're local or whatever, then just get in contact, because I'm up for doing some lessons. I'm not on tour for a while, so I have the time. So, or even mentoring. I'll be doing a bit more mentoring as well, which I could do from my big leather chair over there. So anyway, I'm not going to say happy Christmas, but I'm going to say happy time that's coming up before Christmas. I hope you guys, if anyone's watching this with a cold or whatever, I hope you're feeling better, because it is a bit miserable. And I'm going to stop waffling. I'm just happy that I coughed only once. That is a result. So yeah, thanks for watching. Leave comments, please subscribe, please share. I just can't believe I haven't coughed so much. This is brilliant. I can feel one coming, so I'm going to sign off. I'll do a few more videos. Keep watching, keep liking, keep watching the skies as well, especially if you're in New Jersey. There's some weird things going on with those drones. It's all coming out, guys. The truth is out there. Okay, take care. Speak soon, and that's it. Bye.